see me with you. And wonder what the crowd will say when they find us together. Yes, wonder what the people say when they know we're in love. Wonder what the crowd will say. Hey, you guys. Hey, my YouTube subscribers. Subscribe and like. Subscribe and like. If you like it, subscribe and like. We are all one community. We are all one family. And I believe that our struggles are all the same. So, yeah, I'm in for another 16 hours. Look, I started eating at 3 o'clock. And my window's from 3 to 7:30. This right here is my water. And it does not take me out of my fast. Because like I told you, it's literally no more than a teardrop of amino. I got 2 bottles of that water. And then I got my amino. I only use a teardrop. Literally a teardrop, y'all. So I don't take myself out of my fast. How do I know? Because I test and I still stayed within 87. So, yeah. It didn't take my fast at all. I was going to say something, you guys. So, this is my little fanny pack that I take with me. It's like a little purse, you know. And I put my accessories in it because if you get hungry, just in case, you know what I'm saying, you pop out one of your shakes. Boom! Milk does your body good. Even though there's no milk in it. But, yeah, so, let's see, what can I start off at? I can start off by saying this. I got some new subscribers, and to all you guys, thank you so much for coming along this journey with me and not just talking about me, but helping me. I'm still having a hard time with the binges because it's like I don't want nothing but sugar, so I'm trying to really work on that. And I know for a fact that I'm getting better because my calorie count is not as high as it used to be. Like the other night, I ate these little miniature Fig Newtons, right? And I was like so mad at myself. I was like, I think I ate about 4 or 5 of those, but they were probably about that big. I think they were like 100 calories a piece. And then I got mad at myself, but then I thought about something. I said, Laverne, wait a minute now, hold on. Now, you was the type of person that would go buy 4 honey buns out of the freaking machine. And each honey bun was almost 380 calories a piece. And you would buy 4 of them. So you can't get mad at yourself because you had those little Debbie things about that big that was no more than 100 calories a piece. And so you should be not mad at yourself. You should actually congratulate yourself because you could have did worse. You could have did worse. And I was like, you know, you're right, Laverne, you're right. So when the next day came, I was like, I'm not going to eat anything. I'm not going to do a thing because I already had, you know, my sweets. So I was like, but why do that? Why not feed yourself? Why not continue on the roller coaster ride that you're on? We're all on a roller coaster ride, you guys. We're going to have our ups. We're going to have our downs. We're going to have our loops. We're going to have our rounds. We're going to have our days where we just don't want to get up. We're going to have our days where we just want to close the doors. And some days we're just going to have a day where we're going to believe there's no God. Because if it is, why is everything falling down on us? But I tell you what, I believe is how you go through every struggle that makes you great, that makes you successful. I believe that if you did not struggle, you would not know how to be successful. You would not know how to be great. You will be hard on yourself at one point in time in life, but the person that's more harder on themselves are the ones that know that they can do better. And by challenging yourself every day, even though you know you messed up, that's the key. Even though when you know you messed up, that you say, you know what, even though I messed up, I'm still going to try to get back on the right path. It's the ones that seem to not want to realize that there's a path to still stay on. Your path is still lit. Because the fact you messed up don't mean that you can't get to point A to point B. Because obviously, God had a purpose for your plan because he woke you up this morning. So evidently, he believed in you. So what's the harm in me believing in myself? And I used to get to the point to where if I ate something that was real bad for me, I felt like I didn't deserve to eat. I felt like I didn't deserve to eat a meal or anything. And that was wrong of me. That was wrong of me because how can I punish myself for something that I knew all my life. You know, I knew sweets all my life. Okay, I didn't get this way overnight. I got this way over within 3 or 4 or 5 years. So I knew sweets and sweets knew me. But how could I be mad at myself for something that I'm used to? So what I did was I said, okay, well, fine. If I'm used to eating 4 honey buns a day, I'm going to try to eat at least 2. And then pretty soon I'm going to get down to 1. I'm not going to be mad because I ate the sweets. I'm going to be mad because of the fact that I didn't break it back down. And that's the way I'm looking at life. I'm not looking at life as, oh, you ate this sweet thing today, so you should quit your effort. You should stop doing what you want to do. So I'm looking at it like, Laverne, you know what? You had 4 honey buns last week. And this week, you only have 2 honey buns. You should give yourself props for that. Because either way you look at it, you still breaking it down. You don't have to go straight full ham turkey on it, because that's when you're going to mess up. Because the fact that you didn't give yourself a chance to acknowledge that, hey, look, I'm taking something from you, but I'm still rewarding you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we all gain weight in the first place. Because when we take something away from us, it's just like when the Bible says, oh, Adam and Eve, you can have everything in the garden, but just don't go to the tree of everlasting. He didn't specifically say you can't take from it, or you don't have to go from it. He's just letting them know that, look, the option is there, but it's just better off if you leave the options alone. It didn't mean that they did something bad. It's just the fact that they thought in their heads that if you telling me that I can't have something, I want to have it. So if you're telling yourself that, hey, I can't have no sweets, your mind gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna give you a whole cake. Then your mind gonna say, I want the whole cookies. Then your mind gonna say, I want the whole enchilada. And then your heart gonna say, I could have did better. And the first thing to say then is gonna be that depression. And then it's gonna be anxiety. Then it's gonna be the desire to want to quit. But the thing about it is, we're not going to quit. We are not going to quit. We are going to step back up again. It's not how many times you fall. It's how many times you're willing to get up after you fall. I don't care what nobody say. Weight loss is the hardest journey I ever had in my life, because it was so easy to get to all these good foods that are not good for you because they were so cheap than regular food. So when you paying $1 to feel good and you getting a big piece of cake like this versus you paying $6 or $7 for something healthy, you be like, budget, you know. But when it comes to your life, it becomes more of a challenge for you to turn your life around. You got to remember, you was going in the wrong direction for a long time. Okay, point blank period. You were going in the wrong direction for a long time. So don't get mad at yourself because of the fact that you're trying to turn around. You understand? It's like somebody trying to turn this elephant around, and you want this elephant to turn immediately. And then when you don't get the results, you feel as if, you know what, it's better off if I just let the elephant wander off and do whatever the elephant wants to do. Sometimes you got to adjust, how you say, you got to address what the elephant is in your life and how to move it, not to manipulate it, but how to really move it out of your way. See, with me, I was a binge fanatic. You couldn't tell me nothing. I would sit up in a car and hide. And I would take sweets and sweets and sweets and sweets and sweets. I mean, I would do it repeatedly. So I said to myself, I said, you know, I'm going to get these. Hold on, let me show y'all. Okay. Let me show y'all. Matter of fact, I'll show you what's in my door. Okay, see these things right here? You see this big old bag right here? See this big bag? Okay. It says 15 calories. Then the carbohydrate says 1%, right? I used to, this is how a lot of people think. Well, I'm not supposed to have no sugar. I'm not supposed to have none of that stuff because then I'm going to crave more. No, I beg the difference. I'm replacing something for something that was way higher than the calorie count that I was already getting. So if I at least got rid of the pack of donuts for the little things I could suck on for a while, I did good. I'm proud of myself because I know for a fact that within my heart. See, the thing about it is you got to get that self-mind and that self-heart together. You really got to get it together, and you really got to talk to that person and let them know, listen, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to make you better. I'm here to make you stronger, because we'll get to the point where we will be the worst critics in our life. As soon as somebody calls us fat, we call ourselves ugly, fat, and not worthy. As soon as somebody judges for what we are or what we do, we go back and rejudge ourselves even harder. Well, the world gonna have always something to say, you guys. The world gonna always have something to say about you, regardless if you lost the weight, you didn't lose the weight. I had a resident once tell me, if they don't love you when they're heavy, they ain't gonna love you when you're skinny, because it all boils down to the personality that you are and how you look at life and how you go at it. I don't care what nobody say in this world. You are an individual that is not to be messed with. You are different from the world for a reason, because you have a purpose, and the purpose is to be different, because you cannot conform to anybody, because the fact you were made not to conform. And with that being said, that's exactly how weight loss is. Everybody ain't gonna lose weight the same way. Everybody can try a diet that ain't gonna do the same results. You can sit there and do the keto diet. You can do the carb diet. You can do the fasting diet. You can do any kind of diet that you want, but you have to do something that makes you think, that makes you have sense about what it is that you're actually doing. Because if it doesn't make sense to you, you're not going to stay on it long. It has to make sense that, hey, I could do this and it's not going to be time consuming, because a lot of us don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. You see them children, they come into the bathroom where I'm at, they will sit there and want to sit there on, I could be sitting on the toilet, they could care less. Okay, so my time is very limited, even when it comes to the bathroom. But I had to learn what fit me, what made me happy. I didn't want to sit down a diet plan that didn't make me happy, because I knew I wasn't going to stick to it. I knew for a fact that, hey, I love going out. I love doing stuff. I like riding my bike. I like walking. I like doing things like that. But my body has to adjust to that. My body has to adjust what I'm trying to do, because it's so used to doing it its way. It's way the wrong way. Okay, so now you're trying to turn this mindset around that you've already had about it for the last 3 or 4 years. And the first thing that I wanted to do, which I did do, I went and bought these pills for $230 a month. And if you times that by 12, woo, I paid some money for that. All that money that I wasted just to find out when the pandemic came that it would be taken away from me, even though I paid all that money. It made me think that, Laverne, you're trying to move an elephant in the direction of something easy. Anything that is easy will not sustain you. You have to understand that we were built like machines. The Bible says that you put on a full armor, okay? The full armor. Do you know what it's like when you go to war? That thing be heavy. That thing is hot. That thing is frustrating. But then you learn how to apply what you learned to keep the gear going. But a lot of us, we want these fast turns. And I'm telling you, I didn't realize I gained 30 pounds on the pandemic. The pandemic was only for 2 to 3 months, and it took me 30 pounds that it took me to lose weight, because they took my medicines away from me. That's when I decided, you know what? I'm taking my life back, and I'm not looking back. I'm going to have some mess ups, okay? I'm going to be real with my YouTubers. I'm going to have some true mess ups. But I'm not gonna not try. I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna try till I find out what program fits me. Not what program fit the other person, the other program that fit that person, but the program that actually works for me and my life and my challenges. I don't have a diet. I have a lifestyle change. The way that I get up every morning with my alarm going off, even when I work 16 hours, I still be wanting to lay in my bed, but I have to tell my mind, listen, you got 5 to 10 seconds to do what your mind is telling you to do, or you're just not going to do it. And I will argue with myself, but I know the reason why I'm arguing with myself, because that person that I grew to love, that did not grow to love herself, was trying to take over. She was trying to make me go back to the ways that I knew eventually would take me out of the game. I knew that if I keep going the way her mindset was, which is me, that I would literally not be here on this world. And I asked myself, what would it be like without me? What would it be like if I wasn't there to take care of my children? What would they say? How would they act? How would they know how to be good to people? Because I'm not there, you know? And I'm not there because the fact that I wanted more food than them. I'm not there because the food was more appealing to them. No, I had to understand that I had to take one thing at a time out of my life. Meaning that if I was doing up 4 honey buns or 2 bags of donuts, I'm going to try to do 6 donuts. I'm going to try to do 8 donuts. And then I'm going to see how I feel after I ate those 8 donuts. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit there and go and buy these big bags of donuts and put them in my house for the children when I already know that I'm going to be tempted. I'll go get the single packs because I know they're going to eat that before I do. And then when I do go in there to eat it, I'll be like, oh, shoot, they ate the donuts. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, I binged today, so I'm a bad person. Or I sat there and knew I was doing wrong. No, I'm going to go ahead and get my craving. Because I noticed that when I did not get the craving fixed, meaning like my mind said, Laverne, go get a honey bun. You know, at first it was like, yeah, I'd go get a honey bun, you know. But then I longed it. And the more that I longed it, the more it became 4. Then it became 3. You understand what I'm saying? But if I would have just took care of what I was feeling at the time till I'm ready to say, okay, Laverne, cut the honey bun in half now. I didn't do that. I wanted to go full in. The whole time I wanted to do that. The next thing you know, I wound up with donuts, chocolate, more food, McDonald's, everything. Because the fact that I knew in my heart that I wanted this. I knew in my heart that I wanted this. You understand? But I sat there and denied myself for something I could have easily cut in half. And then be able to say, you know, it's okay. It's okay, Laverne, because you had a honey bun, but you cut it in half and you soothed what you were thinking. And now you're able to move on with your day. But then when I said, you know, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But my heart already was entwined in it. You understand? So then when I finally broke and said, you know, I'm going to go do it, it became more abundance of whatever it was I was craving instead of just taking care of what it was that I wanted till I was strong mentally. Everybody didn't build muscles overnight. They gradually got up there. They didn't just go to the weight room and say, I'm going to pick up 80-pound weights and try to push them over my head because they would have got smashed. But what they did was they said, okay, I'm going to try 25 pounds. I'm going to try 10. I'm going to try 40. And they just kept going and going. And that's the same way it is with our intake with foods that we are known to keep for ourselves. If we sit there and say, okay, my mind is saying, go to McDonald's, go to McDonald's, go to McDonald's. And you keep driving past McDonald's, driving past McDonald's. Next thing you know, instead of being 1 Big Mac, it's actually 2 Big Macs. Because you anticipated it all this time. Instead of just going to it and say, you know what? Okay, I'm going to go to McDonald's and I'm going to order 1 Big Mac. Okay? My body says I want a Big Mac. I want to get a Big Mac. Okay? But what happens is, instead of us doing like people do when they go to the gym, they sit there and make a plan. They make a plan to say, you know what, this week I'm going to write down, this week I was lifting 10 pounds weights with 25 reps. Next week, I'm going to go and I'm going to do 25 pounds with 5 reps. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like you got to have that mindset the same way with food. You just can't sit there and say, I'm going to give it up. I'm done. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to stop that, because I'm telling you, just as known as I used to be 437 pounds, it don't work that way. It don't work that way, because your mind will make it bigger. It's just like when you having a conversation with somebody and you mad with somebody. And you know that you mad with somebody from the beginning. And you like, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But then next thing you know, you start building up animosity towards the thing that you were mad at because you didn't get it out when you should have got it out. That's the same thing with food. That's the same thing with our weight loss. We know for the fact that we're not happy. We know that we want something, but we deny ourselves of what we want instead of taking care of what it is that is making us feel that way. But we can do it in portions, but it becomes, that's how, thank you, Lord. That's how it boils down to right there. You want portion control, then you got to get what you're asking for in order for it to be portion control. Because you can sit there all day long and say, portion control, portion control. Or then you can sit there and say, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. The will says I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But then next thing you know, portion control's go out the window. Next thing you know, it becomes 4, 5, 6 or whatever item it was. Instead of you just procrastinating, bringing it down, you felt like because of the fact that you went and gave in, that the whole world ended. So that's the, you're going to sit on the bed and eat a whole tub of ice cream. Next thing you know, you're going to sit there and just keep going because there's no hope. The hope failed because of the fact you didn't understand that it's a gradual thing. It's not overnight. You didn't happen overnight like this. The weight didn't come on us overnight. It didn't start overnight. It started before the process of us knowing what health was. It started before we realized that half of us didn't even realize we even got that big. I was one of them. I didn't even realize I was that big. I didn't even know I even gained the 30 pounds till I got on the scale. And it crept on me so fast. I was like, oh my God, I'm back at 233. I didn't even know. And some of us won't know because of the fact that some of us are more fluffier. Some of us are more heavier than muscle mass. It all depends on how you are. Some are fat, skinny. It doesn't matter. But it all boils down to this. If it takes a weightlifter time and time to try to lift some weights, what you think is going to be when it's time for you to do what you have to do to lifestyle change? You can't just say, I'm stopping right now. I'm not going to do this right now. I'm not going to go. And then the next thing you start beating yourself up. Then you start hating yourself. Then you start thinking about how the world thinks about you. Then you start worrying about how the people think about you. I'm going to tell you one thing about what I do know. Screw what the world thinks about you. Screw what they say about you. Because I'm telling you, if they're not driving in your seat, if they don't know what you've been through, if they don't know the person that you had to struggle to get through, if they don't know what it's like to put up 200 pounds on your body, then they don't know who you are. But my question is this. I didn't know that they were my God. I did not know that they gave me life. I did not know that they sustained this person that I am. So if they're going to sit there and waste their time looking at me and trying to judge me, judge away, baby. Judge away. Because see, what's on the physical, I can deal with. But what's in your mental and your heart is something that you need to deal with. It's something that you need to address. So with that being said, to all my subscribers, mommy loves you guys so much. I read every remark and I try to reply to every remark because I want you guys to know that I need y'all. I love you guys. You guys are everything. I don't care what the world says about anybody. When you are going through a weight problem, it is a problem because of the fact that we have to change that mindset. It didn't happen overnight. It won't happen overnight. Sometimes you want to get to a size because you thought the size that looked good on the other person will look good on you. But all you got to do is look in your heart and tell yourself every day, I'm still alive. I'm still here. I'm still going through this battle, which is my race. And I'm going to run my race, rather if I run it by myself. I'm going to run my race if nobody's watching me run it. If ain't nobody there to congratulate me and give me a ribbon for what I done, I'm going to give myself that ribbon because I know me better than the world knows me. The world going to try to change me if I lost weight, if I didn't lose weight, if I dyed my skin a different color, if I put on glasses, if I had no glasses, if my lipstick wasn't right, if whatever the reason may be. But they'll never be me. They would never be you. They would never, ever know who you want to be or how you want to be. But all I know for a fact is that you're worthy of whatever it is you put in your heart that says that I'm going to survive this. I don't care. Sometimes when my knees hurt so bad, my legs hurt so bad, I sit there and I will sit there and do like this. I'll just sit there and just do this. I'll just do this. And I'll keep doing it until I'm tired. Till my heart rate gets up, because I know that the reason why I'm not moving is because I'm hurting. But whatever area is hurting on me, okay, I'll leave you alone for a little bit, but I'm gonna work on another area that ain't hurting me. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have effort in everything that you do. Every time that you get out of that bed, every time you step up and take that blanket off and you feel that cold breeze hitting you, it's telling you you're still alive. It's telling you that, look, you could change. This is the time to change. One day is like 1,000 days. You know what I'm saying? But not to you. You want to motivate somebody. You want somebody to love you. Look in the mirror at yourself and tell yourself every day that no matter what I go through, I'm still here and I'm making a change, and I'm changing every day. If you go and eat something that you're not supposed to eat, that's okay. Make a change. If it's 6 that you ate, bring it down to 4. If it's 2 that you ate, bring it down to 1. If you get a honey bun, chop that sucker in half and see what happens. But don't deny yourself, because when you start denying yourself, it feels like you're punishing yourself. It feels like you're not worthy because of the fact that you denied yourself. I say don't deny yourself. I say, okay, I'm going to give myself this, and I'm going to get back on track, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going day by day. I'm not going by my years and my months, because tomorrow might change for me. I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. I don't know who or what is going to happen to me. But all I know is right now, this damn day right here is going to be my day. My day that says that I'm worthy to step out and do what I'm supposed to do. Y'all gonna watch me. Y'all gonna judge me. Y'all gonna laugh at me. Y'all gonna reject me. But I'm not going to reject me, because God said that I am more than a conqueror. He said that I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me. And with that being said, that I know that I will always get better, whether it be here on earth or in heaven. And I know that nobody can ever beat me being me. And that what makes me greater than this world. And you got to look in your heart and say, what makes you greater? What makes you different? Is it the way you smile? It's the way you love. It's the way you open the door for somebody. It's the way that you want to live your life and live it more abundantly. I don't care what nobody tells anybody. You are special. You are worthy. You are worth loving. And if you look in that mirror at yourself and you decide that you want to make a change, don't judge yourself. Don't sit in the window and say, oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh my God, look at this. Oh no, I love you. I love you because I'm going to show you how I'm going to work and tone. I'm going to show you how I'm going to take care of you. I don't like this double chin about me. That's okay though, baby, because it's me. It's me. I like me. I like me. But I'm going to help it. I'm going to make it better. I'm not going to sit there and be like the world and be closed-minded and not know that I can do better. I'm going to show the world how to open their mind one person at a time. And that's exactly how my subscribers are. One loving at a time. Y'all give me my props. I give y'all props. I give each and every one of us props. Because our judgments don't need to be on ourselves. It needs to be loving ourselves, encouraging ourselves every day, that when we get up, that it's a purpose, it's a plan. This was something that was planned, you guys. Each and every one of us that were planned. Every time we got up, we were planned. And I got over 265 subscribers. They're like millions of dollars to me. Each and every one of y'all that give me love, I thank y'all, because I go through a lot as a mother. I go through a lot as a friend. I go through a lot in my mental state. And the next thing that I know is that I see someone loving me from afar without knowing who they are. And that love goes not just beyond me, but it goes on and on when people read those comments, when people say good things. I'm not expecting people not to say bad things. I'm not expecting people not to, because see, it's got to be a yin and a yang somewhere. But don't let it be in your heart. Remember that we got a race to run. I don't care if you're struggling from a heart attack, diabetes, kidney disease, cancer, whatever it may be. You run your race because it's your race. It has your name on it. And at the end of the race, all we want to hear is, well done, you faithful servant. And when faithful to yourself, it's like being faithful to God. He already knows what we're going to do, but we got to have the will to do it. Share, like, and subscribe, okay, you guys? And yes, it's time for me to go to work now. I got 5 minutes to walk my butt in this job. I love you guys. Bye.